right, everybody. Welcome to The Guest Life, episode 8. We have Jaclyn Harper with Harper Designs. Just to give everybody a little bit of a rundown, we're here to, show life on the community. We've got some people that are, big community leaders, Jaclyn being one of them. She's a mom, she's a wife, she's an entrepreneur, community leader, everything and all of the above. So we're super happy to have her. We're super happy that everybody's tuning in and listening. And we're going to hear a little bit about Jaclyn's story. She started as a TV personality behind the scenes. Now she's, designing everything from HGTV's stuff to showcasing some of her skills on television.
That's right. So kind of a mixed bag.
just to say the least. I mean, I think you're definitely by far the most most developed with being on television before. So my iPhone's gonna have to do.
Oh, you're doing great. This is awesome. As we said, having things a little bit more natural, that's the way to go.
Yeah.
Whenever you're on TV, they tell you act natural. So the real and raw, it's just people can connect to that. So
yeah,
good job.
So thanks for having us. Thanks for tuning in, guys. So episode 8. So we want to get into, one of the things we always talk about is how everybody got started. So give everybody a little bit of a background of what you're up to now. And I'll dig in because I know you're going to be modest, but we're going to dig into a little bit of behind the scenes, how you got started and then how you got to be where you are today and how you navigated that. So.
All right.
Just share with everybody a little bit of your story.
So right now I am working in interior design. I have my own company, Harper Designs, launched about 2 years ago, and this is my second career. So I am currently 32, and I started in my first career when I was 23, believe it or not.
Wow.
I went to school for television broadcasting, and that was behind the scenes. It wasn't for journalism, so I wasn't planning to be on camera. I was doing the production, which we can go all the way, back around to that and how that's helping me out now.
She was commenting on the mics earlier saying
that
she knew, so it was nice.
Yes. It's been interesting, but I know everyone has a story. Everything happens for a reason, and this has led me to where I am now, and I've been able to use all of these things I've learned to really be where I am.
It's amazing.
Thanks.
And right now what she's working on is, interior design. Kind of where do you start, where do you stop?
In terms of projects?
Yeah, is it commercial based? Is it residential?
I see. Doing it all. Right now I'm in talks with a cider company to do their whole building.
Wow.
I'm doing a yoga studio right now. We just did their presentation. So I'm doing commercial, and then I have about 9 residential projects on the go right now.
Wow.
And it's just me. So, I do call myself a team, and I do refer to we a lot because, as you know, it's not really just me. I've got the contractors I'm working with, the plumbers, the works, everyone that's a part of Harper Designs to make the dream come to a reality for my clients.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And so making that transition from being a television host to getting into design, how did you navigate the ins and outs of kind of making a career change? And also, how old are your kids now?
I have a 9-month-old and a 2.5-year-old.
So 2.5. So you started a business.
Yeah, exactly. She wasn't even a year old, and I was launching my own business. It was wild.
Amazing.
And the first week I was launching my business, I think I had an interview with CH on the Monday, CTV on the Wednesday, and Breakfast Television on the Friday. So it was a crazy start, and yeah.
And how did you navigate that? What kind of gave you the confidence to be able to do such a drastic change in a lifestyle, as well as kind of taking on, I find in entrepreneurs, what we do is, we get comfortable being uncomfortable. Yeah. And I think as you get to these milestones in your life and you realize, wow, I can handle more.
Yeah.
How did you navigate that kind of through, going from TV to being a mom? Did you get time off? Did you take any mat leave? Is that a thing?
So a month after I had Evie, my daughter, I was styling for the Property Brothers behind the scenes. I think, this might be a little TMI for your listeners. Sorry.
Let's go.
I was still breastfeeding at the time. So I was pumping upstairs in the bathroom during the breaks while we were there filming the show. It was nuts. So I had a lot going on.
And where are they located when they do the shows?
So that episode was in Toronto.
Okay.
They're all over the place. They do like 13 homes at a time, you know,
Oh,
and then
wow.
they're flying back to Nashville, and then they're in Las Vegas. And yeah, it was pretty cool to be a part of that. But that was while I was working under another design firm.
Okay.
And she is one of their designers. She's
Oh,
done
wow.
a few of their shows. So I have her to thank a lot because, as you were mentioning, that transition in the beginning was not so easy. For
Yeah.
me, I thought, okay, this is it for me. I'm going to be in TV. And TV's hard. TV is a little bit of a dying industry. We're seeing the medium shifting. People are streaming a lot of things now. So when CH, which was the morning show I used to host, when they went bankrupt, I had no freaking clue what I was going to do. It was really eye-opening.
Wow.
So I thought, this is my opportunity to make a change, to have something maybe a little bit more stable, because I didn't really know where TV was going. And then I reached out to this designer and I begged her to basically let me intern for her, honestly, just to get experience.
Wow.
And her dad used to watch me every morning, so she knew who I was, and she's like, maybe this could work out. Maybe you could help me with my social media. I kept telling her, we've got to use the Property Brothers. Girl, let's get that out there. Let's tell people that that's what you've done. We'll make YouTube videos. We'll promote it on Instagram. And ultimately doing that, I got hired on. And then we would go to reveals, and she kind of taught me the majority of what I know in design.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how long was that process where you kind of interned for free-ish?
You know what? She paid me in the very beginning.
Okay,
I don't
great.
think it was ever free work, but I taught her a lot about being on camera, trying to be natural on camera, photography. I was doing all of her photos for her reveals.
Oh, wow.
Because I learned the techie side, right? I studied that. I studied film. I was using Final Cut. I was editing videos. So it transitioned into that aspect. And then ultimately, knowing that, I was able to promote my own business once that launched, and I'm still doing that now. So there's been several learning curves,
Yeah.
but I think that makes you stronger. And having all those traits, it's great.
And we're always growing and always learning, and especially as entrepreneurs, for everybody listening, like kind of, you downplay it and it's like, oh, it just, just the company went bankrupt and, out of a job. And also
It was scary.
Yeah, there's a lot of fear there. And especially currently we're filming right now, and we're just kind of, hopefully over the curve of COVID, and things are starting to open up. And I think, over the last couple of months, speaking with a lot of different entrepreneurs in tons of different industries has been very eye-opening that it can be a very lonely place. But there's also a lot of reward coming with that. So, being the one that comes up with the new idea, or, the plan to get out of a bad situation, or reassure people that everything is going to be okay. And even if it's not.
It's true.
Wearing the smile and the hat and feeling good about what the outcome's going to be.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
I think that's a mindset thing.
Totally.
I'm not sure everyone has that. I think as soon as they went bankrupt, I thought, okay, what am I going to do? Not my goal in life is to be successful, but I like to be successful. Have you ever heard of the Enneagram test?
No.
Okay. I'm going to send it to you after this.
Perfect.
You have to do it. I came out as a number 3, which is the successful achiever, and it really teaches you how you think. So for me, I'm constantly achieving goals, setting, trying to achieve success. That's my main goal in life. That's what this told me.
Okay.
So any downfall, I turn into a positive. I turn into a success. So let's say CH going bankrupt, I made myself successful in design.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. So anyone listening, check out Enneagram. It will teach you the way that you think and kind of what your fears are in life. And
Perfect.
it's interesting.
We'll put it in the link below in all the different podcast places that this is going to be on, all the different platforms. So we're talking about platforms, and we're talking about design, and when I think design, I think beauty, I think high energy, and I think spaces.
Yeah.
So I noticed you on TikTok because I know that face. I know that face. This new platform that I've been. I was not forced to go on, but one of the things as an entrepreneur is like when I hear something and someone says you're going to be doing something good. We just talked before the show about Gary Vee and how much of an impact he's had. Mm-hmm. So Gary Vee's a huge promoter of TikTok, and I have yet to know a famous TikToker, but today I can thankfully and successfully say we have a famous TikToker in the building right now. So if for any listener out there, first of all, if you don't know who Gary Vee is, you have to check him out. Mm-hmm. He's a marketing genius, and he's a guru, and he's also very, very motivational, and there's a lot of humility and stuff like that he preaches, which has helped me in my business. And
me too.
Yeah. So tell us about this platform, TikTok.
Okay.
So how did it start, and how the hell did you take it over?
So TikTok, you're kind. I think right now I'm at 126,000 followers, which seems like a lot, but the people that have really made it on TikTok are at 1 million, 5 million, and it's not out of reach to get there. TikTok is the fastest way to grow right now. It is such a great platform. I love it. So this is where that techie side of me comes in. Again, bringing you back to that story element where going to school, learning the video, getting into the techie stuff.
Yeah.
I love that. So I think that kind of sets me apart in one respect. So when new platforms come out like this, I jump on the opportunity. So with TikTok, I think it was around Christmas when I started. My cousin was over. This year.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you have 126,000 followers in...
Which happened...
7 months.
It happened really quickly. Like, when I first posted, my videos weren't doing very well. And then I would say by February, it kind of took off. It's been crazy. And then, okay, we'll get to this. I'm so excited to share. So my cousin, we made a video. I'm like, all right, maybe this isn't just for kids. How can I make this for my niche? How can I make this my own? I started doing some videos, just giving some tips and tricks on TikTok.
Okay.
I haven't even told you this yet. TikTok reached out to me.
Come on.
When I was at about 60,000 kilometers, 60,000 followers, and I now have a TikTok account manager from LA.
Come on.
Yeah, like I'm a TikTok collaborator. I'm a TikTok creator, they call them. And right now...
Like I said, guys, we're in the presence of greatness, right? Like, I think it's amazing.
So I have someone in LA that I've been in close connection with.
Okay.
They touch base with me weekly, just letting me know about some things that are coming up, hashtags that I should be using. I'm a part of a campaign with TikTok right now that was really hush-hush, but they've just sent out a press release. So now we're allowed to talk about it.
Amazing.
But it's been, I'd say, maybe 3 weeks. And it's all about educational content on TikTok.
Okay.
So I was already there before this campaign. We're noticing that educational content is really doing well on TikTok. Mm-hmm. If you can teach someone something. Obviously, we know that there are a lot of young kids on TikTok. So, I mean, you have got to do some educational stuff on there for sure. Especially business stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know you're on there. I know you're killing it too, but...
no, that's a lie.
No, it's not.
we try to be active on as many platforms as possible right now, and one of the things that's definitely lacking is TikTok. So if Gary Vee's listening, please don't call me and yell at me. I'm doing the podcast, okay? So we're doing one thing at a time.
Yes.
But, I think it's so important when you look at entrepreneurship and business, as every single company, as Gary Vee would say, every single company needs to be a marketing company.
For sure.
Right?
And you do that
need to
so
be marketing
well.
yourself. Yeah.
You really do.
Yeah, so we're like, being proud of I think for men and women, and especially like on an older style of platform where it's like Facebook and stuff like that, it's a lot more comfortable.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
TikTok's uncomfortable. And you make it look graceful in
Thanks.
terms of, getting involved and getting, like, how do you, create fun and energetic stuff. So if you guys haven't checked out TikTok, it's, first of all, it's addicting. So if you're trying to go to bed early, do not open it up. You'll be scrolling for an hour before it feels like 4 minutes. It's also one of the things that I love is it showcases how great people are.
Yeah, I think...
Like, people are hilarious.
But that's one of the best things about TikTok, and that's what makes it so different, and I think that's why it's so successful right now, is because people are genuinely and authentically themselves.
Yeah.
Right? Instagram has become this platform that's, I don't want to say fake, but you know, everything's put on a pedestal. Oh, I don't want to post this picture because it's not good enough. It's not perfect to be on there. But with TikTok, I swear to you, I'll come up with an idea in 5 seconds. I film it. It's out there. I've had a few videos get like 5 million views.
Wow.
It's crazy. But it is the fastest way to grow. So just keep putting stuff out there. I think I was posting daily at one point. I got to get back into that. But
it's amazing. Well, and it's consistency too, right? Like, you know what? With anything is, if you want to be successful, you have to be consistent. And you have to, constantly work hard, and you're going to hit bumps in the road as we all do. And I think, look at your career in a 10-year period, how far you've come and where it started, and like kind of the diverted path.
True.
But the outcome and the journey is so exciting.
I am using that as an educational platform, teaching kids, if you're getting started in interior design, do blank, blank, blank. If you're looking to figure out what your style is, do blank, blank, blank. Like, you can teach them so much.
Totally. Education's key for the future. And as entrepreneurs, I think we're supposed to be giving back and, being that, like, we can all look back and say there was someone that supported us or helped us, just like you're.
Yeah.
Right? Because you were just talking before the show about giving the next generation an opportunity. Right? So, if you guys are looking, Jaclyn is hiring co-op students for next semester when school's back in.
Exactly. I know I was saying I had a couple ready to go before COVID hit, and so things kind of slowed down, but things are firing up. As I mentioned, it's really busy right now. I would love some co-op students.
Yeah.
So if you're listening, you're interested, send me your resume.
Reach out. There you go.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about how you balance, motherhood, being a wife, being an entrepreneur, being someone that people idolize, I would say, in terms of like, kind of coming up to the future. How do you balance that on a daily basis without, I think work-life balance is a little bit of bullshit, because I think if you want to really strive for excellence, things are going to lack in some areas.
Yeah.
But how do you kind of balance what the right time is for what?
So it may look like I have it all together.
Well, you look great.
We noticed I have raspberry bits on my foot right now. That's life with 2 young kids. So as I mentioned, my daughter's 2.5. My son is 9 months old. It is chaos behind the scenes, but we're making it work. Right now, we're actually doing a reno at our house. So we just moved back in with my parents for a tiny little stint while the addition's being built.
Wow.
Crazy times right now, but we'll get through it. But how do I manage it? That's the question, right?
Yeah. What's your day look like?
Well, thankfully I have a supporting husband who can help out. But right now it's very different because of COVID, right? Mm-hmm. So he's working at home. We basically are taking turns. Yep. That's how I get it done. So he's on morning duty some days. I mean, every day is different right now.
Yep.
When the kids go down in the afternoon, when they have their 2-hour nap, that's when I hustle. That's when I grind.
Perfect.
I'm doing consultations nonstop. I was at a 2-hour consultation yesterday afternoon, and we just figure it out. It's like, sorry, honey. That's a bit of my break, too. I get to go and leave the house for 2 hours.
Yep.
But yesterday I was at this consultation thinking, I love what I do. So that's why I'm making it work.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like work.
Yeah. I love the creative aspect of it. So you're forced a little bit more to think creatively, a little bit quicker.
Yep.
Just because there's not as much time. I've got to get home to 2 kids. I got to get dinner on the table. I have to get them to bed. And bedtime is a whole ordeal. It's like an hour and a half.
I have some friends now that are starting to have little kiddies, and they're like, well, like, so like 6:30 to 8, like, I'm booked, and I'm like, what are you talking about? It's like, well, we got to put the kids down.
Yep.
It's mom's turn. It's dad's turn.
I always said 5:30 onward because before it would be Ryan was coming home from work, so I'd be prepping dinner, getting the kids fed. He would get home. And then up for bath time. Then we're reading books. Then your pajamas, bottle, bed. It's a lot. And then at the end of the day now, I try to be in bed between 10 and 11. Mm-hmm. So I've got an hour at the end of the day. And it's either, okay, am I going to cram in and answer as many emails as I can right now? Or am I going to do a workout? honestly. So that's life. But it's worth it.
Yeah.
Things are working out.
You seem happy and you love what you're doing.
Yes, love what I'm doing, love my family, all is well. But yeah, that's why we need some co-op students.
Help out a little bit.
Yeah.
So
Can you put my kids to bed?
It's like kind of a nanny position at the same time. Yeah.
I get no resumes.
0 resumes, and you have to cook a meal every time you come in.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So where are you finding the best? It's 2020. Colors are big. I like floral. Let's just go there. Where are you finding like the most inspiration? What are you finding people are doing the most? I mean, being at home so much these days with home offices and home gyms and stuff like that. What are you finding the big game changer is in terms of design elements? Like, let's talk a little bit of what your passion is, and what are people looking at? Is it fuchsia? Is it pink? Is it salmon?
I think it depends on the project.
Okay.
So right now in design, terrazzo is really popular.
Really?
Yes, it's huge, but I probably wouldn't recommend that in someone's home because maybe it's not going to be trendy in a couple years. However, in this yoga studio I'm designing, you bet we're doing that on the floors. We're doing that on, the reception desk. We're going to make it work because it's going to be punchy and it's going to be a wow factor.
Yeah.
For homes, I always just want, for me, I go for a modern casual look.
Okay.
I love designing and styling family rooms. So I find the sofa. You just want something that's neutral, got a lot of texture, that's super comfortable and livable.
Yeah.
That's my thing. So it doesn't even have to be trendy or fuchsia or floral. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love a fuchsia and floral wallpaper.
Yeah.
But you just want it to be comfortable. So I find that's the way to go. That's what I'm helping people a lot with, especially now in 2020.
Yeah.
They want a room that's going to be functional for their family.
And are you finding a lot of modern touches or?
Yeah. A lot of the clients that come to me, they see my style. So I'm modern casual.
Okay, cool.
And they want me to help them with some modern elements.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're saying sofa's a big thing.
Yeah. So what I tend to use are crisp, clean lines. That's that modern aesthetic. I like pops of black. I like crisp whites, tone-on-tone neutrals. And especially in investment pieces, I tend to go with a tone-on-tone neutral. And in the end, we can bring in pops of color that they can change later on.
Yeah.
And also, that's fun for me because this year we might be decorating with a pop of orange. Maybe that's the trend. Or the fuchsia. We're bringing in the fuchsia.
Yeah.
And 2 years from now, they hire me back to change it to blue.
Okay.
Right?
So it's not too much extra work to kind of, itemize things. So
well, return clients are great.
Yeah, and I guess like each space can, that's what I love about a home is like each space can be a different feel.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Whether you get, a romantic bedroom,
Yeah.
and, a popping office. I mean, that's one of the things that was massive for when we did our office space was I come from like
it's beautiful. By the way.
Hating an office, right? I hated an office setting. And so, if I have to come here every day, I'm used to being on the road all the time, and now, my position's changed. I gotta love where I come, and I gotta feel a little bit inspired, right? Like maybe not all the stuff I do is that creative or inspiring on a daily basis, but I think it's important to kind of love a space, and I think with everything that's happening with COVID-19, people are wanting to love where they live,
and making a cozy home office that's creative. I think I've done 4 offices in the past month. Yeah. So it's busy.
So any tips and tricks that you would give to our listeners that are, maybe either thinking about getting into design, thinking about changing careers, or, had questions about kind of getting involved with TikTok?
For sure. Okay, so we'll get into a few of these. So first of all, if you're thinking about making a career change, obviously you need to think of the financials first.
Yep.
It was easier said than done for me because I was forced into it.
Yeah.
So really think about the financials, and then if you love something, make it a hobby, see if you can make it work. And if you are willing to take that leap of faith, give yourself a year or 2, and if it doesn't work, be prepared to just move on. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Right?
That's great advice.
I told myself that getting into design, if this doesn't work in a year or 2, that's it. I can't. I have a family to support. So if it's not going to happen, then it's not. But thankfully, we're not there yet.
Yeah, well, it's
right?
the opposite of what you're doing right now. You're killing it. It's amazing.
Thank you. And then if you're thinking about getting into interior design specifically, I would say reach out to a local designer. Reach out to a design firm, offer your services. Even though you might not be able to offer design services, what can you offer them? Is it social media? Are you going to be their videographer? Are you going to help, honestly, take their laundry and get them coffee? It doesn't matter. It's building that connection, because so much of networking is about the connection value and not about what you can get from them, but what you can give them.
Yeah.
You always have to think about that. So I guess that relates to any industry. If you're thinking about making the switch, what can you offer somebody?
Yeah, making an impact.
Yeah, not what can you get out of it. And then about TikTok, what would I say?
How do you start with TikTok?
Okay.
I would say, I would give the advice of, say, just get on it.
For sure.
But you are much more advanced than myself. So how do you get to maybe that next step? What advice would you give to someone?
So I'll give you a few tips of what I have seen make for successful videos on TikTok. Short and sweet. So 15 seconds or less. That's what you want to aim for.
Okay.
Really quick, punchy information. And use the graphics. I find that I'm filming inside TikTok and it's working really well for me. I know some people that have been doing really well. They film outside of it so that they can repurpose their content and they own it.
Oh, okay.
But when I film in TikTok, using the trending songs, great way to get some eyeballs on your video. Doing the trends. So while you're scrolling before bed, if you see a video about 3 times that seems to be the same kind of theme or the same dance or whatever, try it out and make it your own. And that seems, it's really about going viral on TikTok.
Yeah.
I know that sounds terrible to say out loud.
No, it's 2020.
But if you can offer content and you can really hone in on making that content amazing to go viral, you're going to take off. Yeah.
Awesome.
Because it can happen really fast.
Fantastic. That's great. So thank you so much for being on the show today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You know, anything, we'll have all Jaclyn's information if you want to reach out to her, if you want to ask her any questions. We'll have all her stuff at the bottom of the podcast stuff and on all the platforms. One of the things, guys, is we're doing the show to showcase Hamiltonians that started. Everyone's got a story, everyone's got a journey, everyone's got a path, and thank you so much for sharing yours. It means the world that you were able to come on. I actually know Jaclyn personally for a number of years.
Yeah, how do we not even bring this up? Oh my gosh.
I'm a little scared.
Daniel's sister is like my best friend. So we've known each other for a very long time. Julie actually just stuck around to say hi for the interview. So yeah.
And it's crazy to see where the path takes you in life. And I think, we want to always ask the viewers, why not me? Why not now? And, it's never too late to make a switch. It's never too make the jump. And
or to help somebody else do that.
Exactly. Be somebody's unicorn.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for coming on the show.